Welcome to the Spontaneous Generation. Here we talk about unorthodox views that have value, about business technology, about investing, and about creativity and how those things impact business, how they impact the world, how they impact you. And we're going to talk today with Art Gonzalez. And today, the particular topic that I wanted to share with you, I was reading an article, and this article in particular, not the article per se, but the topic of the article kind of made me think about something that you might be interested in. I tweeted about it, and it's the psychological and cognitive neuroscientific evidence that art appreciation cultivates socio-epistemic skills. So, in other words, what is art good for, right? When it comes to, for example, business, commercial art is used to communicate, the values of a business, value propositions of their products or services, and obviously the acceptance of those products or services by their customers affects the valuation of those companies, right? So I just kind of wanted to see what your thoughts on,
like a logo, right? More than
like when it comes to the usage of commercial art in this case, that is, at least the way I see it, is the visual communications of a business are a direct result of their strategy, right? So
Right.
when a company has poor strategy, the end result is going to be a poor visual communication, right? It's very similar to like a cake. Right? Someone's baking a cake or something, they're going to have certain ingredients that are supposed to go into the cake. So even if at the end the cake looks nice, right? But if it tastes terrible, then you can infer from that something was wrong when they were making the cake, right? So with that same type of thinking, I think visual communications and art, in this case commercial art, has a direct impact on how well a business does, and that speaks on the strategy that they used in order to create them, right? And that obviously has an impact on the way the business is valued, the way that the profits that they get, the acceptance of those things.
Isn't that just a small factor of the whole business?
Well, that's what I wanted to get your thought on it. I think
I guess it depends what business we're talking about, right?
Yeah, like
it would be
B2C,
a lot more interesting
B2B.
in something in certain sectors than in other ones.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like, do you think it's more relevant in one than the other, or do you think it's more?
Of course. I mean, yeah, it depends what we're talking about, what type of business, what type of, Apple, of course, you definitely want that artistic aspect, or at least that's what has appealed to a lot of the customers, that the artistic aspect, the elegance, whatever it is, So obviously, that business has definitely, taken advantage of that aspect, but I don't know if, even a competitor like Samsung is, I don't think they're at the same level yet. They're still successful. So then what are those differences that you're talking about? Or like,
well, I think it's interesting because one of the things that this study was mentioning was that that there is evidence that beyond the aesthetics, there is value to art, and applying that to business, for example, that's one thing that Apple, for example, has understood, right? Without going into the discussion of whether Apple, used the designs that were made by Bryan back in the 50s, but which is a whole other topic. But the aesthetics that Apple uses communicates very specific things. It communicates clean design, right? They use very clean lines. It's very minimalistic, right? It's very modern, right? Even the color, the use of the gray, for example, is something that communicates technology, right? So all those type of things are important. That's why they use them. But is that the limit of how businesses are using art? right, is by communicating these things by aesthetics, or should they be more communicating things that are more, the deeper with human values? Should they be focusing on fulfilling people's aspirations in life? Should they be, giving people hope? Should it be,
Well, the business
good for social causes?
is there
like
to
that?
make money. So if that's how they want to go about it, yeah, definitely use it. But is it required? Is it something that, yeah, no. I mean, they're gonna do whatever they have to do to make money. Whatever works for them.
Yeah.
If art is something that definitely brings that appeal to the company, to the
Yeah.
brand, then yeah, of course. If it's not, then no, they don't have any obligation to.
Interesting. So it's more of a,
I mean, I-
results-based type of.
Right. So I'm more like pragmatic opportunist. So if it works, definitely. If not, then it's not their. They're not responsible to provide any other aesthetic or. We're talking about like the humanity aspect of it
Yeah.
to bring them hope, or I mean,
Well, do you think
we're
it
all
increases?
emotional, so obviously it works to some level.
Do you think it
if you
increases
do it right-
valuation? Like, do you think it'll make a company more valuable if they were able to
I
attach
think
those
it
values
will
to them?
if they do it successfully, and that's part of their strategy to use art as that appeal. If not, then no. Valuation depends on a whole different
Yeah.
bunch of factors. So I mean that could be one, but it doesn't have to be. you
Yeah.
know? I mean, art is art. I mean, a lot of us appreciate it, but others just simply don't care. So if,
Yeah.
those people that don't care, then just they're there for other purposes. They're buying that product for other reasons, that has nothing to do with art. So yeah, I mean,
Okay, it's interesting. So it seems like there's those who view the usage of art as just a tool in order to sell the product, right? Which is from a business perspective, the bottom line is the bottom line, right? To sell the product, and I think what the study was mentioning was that it's useful for that, but that for those who want to use the full potential of it, there's a potential to be able to use other aspects of art and commercial art.
now if you're
To
an
be able to-
artist and that's your job to create art, obviously, yeah, that's a huge aspect, But then you have like people like Warhol that he created prints that sometimes he had nothing. He never touched those prints. He had his crew do it.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, yeah, like what is art, or why, or where does it fall, or to who does it fall? Whose hands does it fall? That this is art. This is not art. This is gonna create or bring my
Right.
value higher or not. So yeah, some of his art he never touched it. It was just created by his crew. Yet he was still successful. He still made so much money from all these prints that
Yeah.
he never even, in certain cases, didn't have anything to do with the process of making it. He had a concept. He conveyed it to his people, and they did it. He was successful at that.
Yeah.
So why, whether you agree that that's his art or he's the creator of it, I mean that's a different topic. But he was successful at it. People are still see him with high regards.
Yeah.
So that worked for him. It doesn't always work for everyone else. So it's again, it depends on
Interesting. So he built a brand for himself that was strong enough that even if whether he touched it or not, he still was able to harness the value of art to be able to have commercial success.
Right.
Not just as an artist, but as a business person, basically.
exactly.
And
I mean,
so do you?
he was a brand, so his concept, whatever it was, people liked it, people wanted it.
So do you think there's a lesson for a business who maybe, I think, when it comes to the usage of art, I think it's not being used to its full for businesses to be able to have better success. I mean, do you think the same, or do you think that they can improve on that, or what do you think, or do you think it's just
Well, again, it comes down to a strategy. It will work for some, it won't work for others. So if you can find a way to make it work for you, for your brand, for your business, then of course, why not use it? But I don't think it's completely necessary that every business should do it or implement it in their strategy.
Interesting, because I actually think the other side. I think businesses should understand the power of art and be able to use it to not only fulfill their bottom line objectives, but also the social causes that they as human-run businesses that have humans involved should benefit some other aspect. I think it brings up the value for it, but that's we'll see what people think about that, and they can comment on the comments or whatever. That's basically it for today's topic, and the next topic we'll talk about something related that has a different view on. I think we'll do maybe like a technology topic next time.
Okay.
Something like that. So all right, see you later.